Hello, hello. I am going to talk about temper here because some time ago I was talking about self control, controlling yourself, controlling your temper, controlling your impulses and everything. And right now I just saw a video that there was that metaphor of the father that asked the son to hammer nails on the fence whenever he lost his temper. And I will just tell a little bit about what I learned and how I learned to control my temper. Because people come to me saying, Karine, you're so calm, you're so controlled, you never lose your patience, you never lose your temper. How did you do this? I actually, when I was 13 years old, it was the first time I heard someone from outside of my house telling me that I was calm. It was a person, a guy. I was talking to him and he said, Karina, you're so calm. Why are you so calm? And I was like, that's so normal for me now. But I was not always like that. I would lose my temper very easily. And I learned. And there are some factors that can help you to understand how to control your temper. I was talking to my student, and the first of them is physical. So, normally, when you are in a conversation, because in conversations you have to control yourself, you have to be adult enough to be able to listen to someone, even though the person is saying something that may hurt you. You have to have the self control and control your temper to not lose your temper and listen to what this person is actually telling you without letting your anger interfere. So, the first thing that happens to us when we get angry is that we become rigid. The shoulders start already to come up and all the muscles they are like contracted, and everything starts to get even sore. It hurts a little. So you have to be aware, like conscious all the time. First thing you're gonna do to control the temper is the person is there talking, you have to be present in the moment. You will pay attention to all your muscles and you're gonna relax. You're gonna let go. Why? Because it is completely connected. Do not separate a psychological with a physical with whatever it is, spiritual. So there is no separation. You cannot separate because you are this. So there ain't separation. So to control your emotion, to control your temper and your urge to say something, to explode, to have outburst, you have to start controlling the muscles. So pay attention to how you're feeling and relax, especially in the shoulders. The shoulders and the hands. Normally, when you start to get angry, you start to close your hands. You start to want to lose the temper. The hands start to close. Your shoulders start to come up. The person's talking. Stop being defensive. This is defense. So let go. Put the shoulder down. Open the hand and breathe. Why you need to breathe? Oxygen. The brain needs oxygen. You need to process information. And to process this information should not make you more angry than you already are. You need oxygen because anger, rage, vengeance, sadness, they don't need oxygen. But happiness, control, every other positive emotion needs oxygen for it to happen in the brain, for it to work. So breathe. You release the muscles, you breathe, and pay attention to what the person is telling you, not as if the person is attacking you, but understand what the person is saying. Let go of the urge to control because you lose the temper when you start to want to control how the person is expressing, how the person is feeling, what the person is thinking. Forget it. You cannot control how the person is feeling in that moment. The only thing that you can control in that moment is how you feel, how you react. So, um, this is not easy. This is simple. It demands exercise. You need to exercise this again and again and again. And one of the exercises that I used to do, and I do until today a lot, is whenever something happens, for example, you drop, let's say that I drop this pen. It's gonna make a lot of noise, right? Yes, it's gonna make like noises. And maybe I'm not gonna like because I'm dropping it, but do not say anything. When you hit, do not give any expressions to things that would actually make you annoyed. When you hit yourself against a furniture or a door or when you are late, do not complain. Do not use your mouth to say expressions or to give focus to things that you don't want that happen. Whenever I hit myself, it happens very often. Like I hit myself on a furniture, I do not say anything because this is just an action that is happening to me of hitting myself. Now, if I will contaminate it with my emotion, is a different story. I don't need to actually give an expression to the thing that happened. Some people learned from childhood to hit back the furniture. Like the grandma would just come, oh, bad furniture, come here, don't cry, don't cry, hit it back, hit it back. So the mother or the grandmother would just come and tell the kid to not cry, but to hit back the furniture, be angry at the furniture because the furniture made you feel pain. Forget it. That's not how it is. That's not how it goes. You need to understand how to control yourself. And to control yourself, you should control your expressions. In the moment that you hit yourself, this is an exercise. This is a simple exercise that you do every day, every single day. So controlling your temper, understand the all the situation, and first have self-awareness. You have to focus on yourself because it's not every time that you can just stop a conversation and run away to control yourself to not explode. This is not controlling. If you just have to run away to not explode, you are not controlling yourself. You are just running away. So, to control yourself, you need to be present in that moment and understand all the context and the reason why you are getting so annoyed. Let go. Just let go of the thing that is making you annoyed. Normally, the thing that will make a person to get an outburst, to lose their temper, is the expectation and the judgment of how the person is feeling. So you're trying to control the thought of that person. Let the person finish, let the person put out their feelings that they are telling you, or anything that is stressing you. Just let the person tell you. Receive that message as if you are neutral, as if the person is talking to another person and you are just watching it. Do not take it personal. When people are talking to you, stop taking things so personal and stop to get offended. Because when you start to get offended, it's because you are taking it as if, like, wow, the person is saying this about me. This might be true. This might be me. And then you start to get angry because that thing actually hurts. Let go. Just watch what is happening. Pay attention to yourself. When you start to lose your temper, breathe. Do you think that if we put God first, we can have more self control? No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say, but God, in the mind of a human being, whenever you put God first, God wants you to understand yourself. Because, yes, you have to love God first and you have to put God first, but you do not have the awareness of God if you don't understand yourself. So you need to understand yourself because of the love of God. It's together. You have to understand yourself. So if you just put God over there, you just put in a shield and you're not understanding actually yourself. That is actually what God tells about the kingdom of God is within you. So if you just remove yourself completely of the situation as the subject and put the blame or the responsibility on God, God created you to have action and you have to experience it and learn how to control. It is like, for example, I will give a good example. Uh, I am God, and your body is a Ferrari I gave you, and you have to drive it. I gave you. So you are your life. The Ferrari is your emotions, but I gave you, right? So I'm God, Ferrari emotions, you the driver. So if I gave you, okay, here, you can ask me how to deal in the situation. Yes, how to drive the Ferrari, you can ask me, I can teach you, fine. But in the moment that you are driving over there, I am not in the car with you, but always keep me in the car with you because I'm God. Always keep me with you, be with me. But when you are driving, you need to learn how to drive that Ferrari. If you do not drive it correctly, you cannot put the responsibility on me that I taught you how to drive. But if you don't ask me for help, I cannot help you. But it's not my responsibility to drive your emotions for you because I gave you for you to drive it. I can guide you. I can guide you. But you have to drive it. Understand? Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense for you to have that. I wouldn't have given you the Ferrari if it wasn't for you to drive it. If it was me all the time that would be driving it, why would I give it to you? I can guide you. I can guide. It's okay. But why would I have given it to you if it's not you to drive it? Understand? So you are not going to just say, God first, God deals with that. You can ask, oh, God, wisdom, what do I do in the situation? You're going to be learning, ask for help. But it's not God's responsibility over your emotions. It's your responsibility. It was given to you. So you have to learn how to control it. What is the best way to know myself? That's great question. That's an amazing question. Start asking questions to yourself. So start asking questions to yourself and answer it honestly. For example, why? Why did I ask this question? For example, you wrote over here right now, and you could just ask yourself like, why did I ask this question? And when you start to ask yourself questions about yourself, you will start to go so deep and deep and deep, and you're gonna start understanding about yourself. Now, the knowledge about the biology, the physiology, how your body works is very important because you cannot separate yourself from your body because you are experiencing this body. You need to understand everything that happens in your body too. So you have to understand your mind, you have to understand your digestive system, you have to understand everything. The worst thing that happened in humanity was that the knowledge of one was separated in everything. Like in the school, you learn many things at the same time, but you don't learn the things that you actually have to learn. Like what is your body? What are you doing in the body? What actually is the body? Who are you truly? So it was separated in medicine, it was separated in psychology, about the planet was separated in geography, about the stars, astronomy, astrology, and it started to separate everything. So you have that middleman. You have to ask, so I need to know about my body, I go to the doctor. I need to understand about my thoughts. I go to the psychologist. No, learn by yourself, because otherwise you will depend on everyone, the knowledge that you need to know for yourself. You need to start to research about yourself, because if you don't understand yourself, if you don't know yourself, anything that anyone says to you is the truth, because you have no idea. So, um, people, yesterday I was talking to a friend of mine, that like, I am allergic to nail polish, and he was like, does nail have allergy? And I remember that one time I heard someone saying that nails are dead cells. So for a long time, many people believed that nails are dead cells coming out of the body. And whenever you don't know something, when someone tells you something, you will believe it. This is why many people get offended, because they hear something bad about themselves, they believe it, they don't want it to be true, but they don't have any other knowledge to put in the place. So, for you to know yourself, you have to know everything and nothing at the same time. Because you have to understand how one, how unique, how everything you are, how your mind works, how you are programmed, who are you, your soul, your spirit, the bodies you have. You understand? So, this curiosity is the beginning, is the best. It's amazing that you already asked this question, because it shows that you are actually interested in learning and knowing yourself. You are in the journey to self discovery, and that's perfect. That's amazing. That's how it starts. And that's how it should be. If everyone would know themselves, the world would be so glad and so happy and full of love that we wouldn't be worried about the wars. Many people are like, oh, there is the war in Russia, Ukraine, and Palestine, Israel, and this and that is happening. If everyone would know who they are truly, these things wouldn't be happening. But these things will happen. Yes, because only few people have this kind of curiosity. Not everyone has this curiosity. Not everyone wants to actually grow up, ascend, to develop themselves, to understand who they are. People, they are living to die. Everyone, like, people are born, they are born, and then they live, uh, what the system is doing. Like, I grow up how I am born, and then I go to school, and I find a girlfriend or boyfriend, and then I go to university, I get a job, and I work there until retirement. I have some child and buy a house, and doing the same thing everyone is doing, not experiencing life truly, just repeating what the system is repeating all the time. But then, what is actually life in this? There ain't no life. This is just a repetition of a matrix. This is just like people are repeating the system and everything the same. Nobody's asking themselves these questions that you just asked me, Jose. What is the best way to know myself? And actually, it comes to people get depressed, people are demotivated, because they actually are not doing the things that they are enjoying. There is no enjoyment in their lives, they're not experiencing life. They are just living to work, and go outside in the weekend, and for what is life? Yesterday I was with this friend, oh my god, perfect. And he was showing me his William Shakespeare tattoo, and he was like, "Be to be or not to be." Here's the question, and then I said, "No, to be or not to be is not the question. The question is, what is to be? What is be?" And like, he just looked at me, and I said, "Dude, if William Shakespeare was here, we would have so many high conversations right now, because the thing is not to be or not to be. The thing is what is be? What is to be? Because many people don't know. Most people don't know what is to be. And then we just ask to be or not to be. No, what is to be? That is the question. Here is the question. So here we come. You need to know yourself. You have to have awareness of yourself. And now you learn how to control your temper. And these steps you're gonna start to understand yourself. I guess my problem is sometimes it's difficult to be alone or to be lonely. There is a difference between being alone and lonely. Being alone, you can be alone and not feel lonely. Because I am alone. I don't feel lonely at all. I have peace in mind and I feel good with myself. I have the thoughts. When I am alone, I can build the thoughts. Ask yourself in what you are focused in your mind. Because when you feel lonely, you are focusing your thoughts in something that you are not supposed to. Because there are many moments that you are surrounded by so many people and you're going to feel lonely because you're not good with yourself or they are not talking your same language. But, anyways, if you are good with yourself, you're not going to feel lonely. Ask yourself the thoughts that are in your mind and why you're feeling lonely. Because being alone and feeling lonely are very, very, very different. If you feel lonely, you have something in your mind, you're not having peace of mind. What is in your mind that is making you feel lonely? Because if you know where you are focusing your thoughts, you're not going to feel lonely. You're going to feel glad that you are not in bad company. You're going to understand this is the thing. You need to know yourself because when you know yourself, you don't feel lonely. Never. Never ever. You are all the time knowing who you are, and you know that you are all the time creating with your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Later, I'm going to talk about the three brain concept. Right now, I have got to go because I have a lesson. And in another live stream, I'm going to talk about the three brain concept that is the brain, the heart, and the intestines. So it's like thought, emotion, and action. And focus. What are you thinking about? Why are you feeling lonely? What are you thinking about, right? Ask yourself, what am I thinking about right now? Control your thoughts, control your temper. And thank you for joining. Thank you for this nice chat. And have a good day. Control your temper, guys. See you soon. Bye bye.